and Illingworth. They've gone in with the same 11 players. West Indies have been forced to make a change. Allen comes in for Patterson. Patterson injured in that game at Northants when he tore a calf muscle. The toss was won by West Indies, and they decided to bat. The umpires, Barry Mayer and Ken Palmer. We join play now with the second ball of the second over. 3 runs are on the board. The man taking strike is Phil Simmons, and the bowler, Devon Malcolm.
A short delivery here from Devon Malcolm, and you watch that ball before it gets to the keeper. Bounce a length, going past shoulder high, but look at that ball going down. Barely reaching there through to the keeper.
Oh, brilliant stop. Brilliant De Freitas.
De Freitas is a very athletic fielder, but I'm not sure that's the best position for him to be fielding when he's actually bowling at the other end.
Desmond Haynes is off the mark. De Freitas to Haynes. Well bowled. I'm not sure on review we see it's well played as well.
Yes, well, that's the first one that's really gone, and I think it was well played because you're probably not expecting it to do so much, but I think he still played at it.
Now then, Devon. Keep it there. A yard behind square on the leg side, 4 runs. You're looking for the catch at slip, and then in it drifts again and beautifully whipped away on the onside. Short of a length, and that was beautifully picked up. Immediately, Haynes signals to the pavilion that he wants the sweater.
That's a useful shot. Half volley, but nicely timed and put away. Well, that was fortunate. Trying to play that square. That's what he looks for. Anything around leg stump, immensely strong and beautifully timed. That's his second boundary of the morning, but again leg side from Devon Malcolm. Oh, now. That looked as though it just about carried. A great effort from Devon Malcolm. And Desmond Haynes drawn into a false shot there.
Well, I'm sure that this will be called a caught and ball catch, but really it was a save.
Well, that's a fine delivery. Probably a little wide to play at, and went still further.
Well, a lot of frustration here for Philip De Freitas. Lovely line and length, making Desmond Haynes play away from his body.
Replacing Devon Malcolm and Malcolm, and then Steve Watkin.
It looked as it might have been a little inside edge onto pad. And 25 now to Simmons. And one of the heroes of Headingley, partly for his bowling, but also for showing such courage to bat through with Graham Gooch in that partnership, which at the time seemed to be a match saver, turned out to be a match winner. Starts with a no ball and 4 runs.
I don't understand how they start with a no ball when you come in very gently before you stretch out. You haven't got your feet in the right place coming up.
And 4 more.
Derek Prindle not only over-pitching, he's overstriding and everything going wrong at the moment.
Steve Watkin. Desmond Haynes is taking strike. It's too short.
I'm not sure that did Desmond Haynes' back any good. Put everything into that shot. You can really see him swing around, and there's been a little bit of discomfort since that shot.
Well, Devon Malcolm back, and he had an erratic first spell. 6 boundaries in those 33 runs, 5 of them leg side. Now that, in fact, was a pretty poor attempt at a hook, because had he got it, it would only have been an edge shot, and that he was not in control of that where he was trying to hit it.
This is not normal for Desmond Haynes to be hooking balls which are above head high. Very dangerous shot to play.
Well, he got that, and that's exactly what Jeff Boycott was saying. That was a much more comfortable height to hook, and there's nobody better in world cricket at the stroke. That's 50 for Desmond Haynes. A very good 50 indeed. He's led the way in this opening stand of 88, full of cultured shots, fierce hooks. He's let nothing go that deserved hitting. Graham Hick, first over in Test cricket. Worth a try by Gooch. Coming on from the pavilion end with that left to right slope as he bowls down it, helping his off spin. Oh, he's got him. Arm ball, brilliantly picked up by Lamb, and the move pays off. Simmons goes on the stroke of lunch, caught by Lamb off Hick. His 3rd ball in Test cricket, and West Indies 90 for 1.
Yes, Phil Simmons here trying to guide the ball, almost steer it past wide slip, but Lamb is the man. He sees it coming, he's onto it in a flash. Well caught, Alan Lamb. Lovely slip fielding.
New batsman Richie Richardson. There's a birthday present. Alan Lamb, 37 today. 3rd ball in Test cricket for Graham Hick. And there's Simmons coming forward, back, and a great catch.
And no better stroke has been played all morning. Good afternoon, Geoffrey Boycott.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. Desmond Haynes has been very patient. He's been waiting and watchful just for this juicy half volley outside off stump. And he's played it absolutely textbook. Perfectly placed through the cover area. These little gentle swinging seaming deliveries, just angling away down the slope. Lords, here you have this slope 9 feet from the high end down to the bottom. That's from the left of your picture where the screen is. It goes left to right, 9 feet down. It's a definite slope on the pitch.
Beautifully done. That was a terrific delivery. It started off round about leg stump and drew Haynes into the stroke. He must have reckoned that was going to be money for old rope, as indeed a number of deliveries have been down on that line earlier today. And it swung very late. Found the outside edge, needed a good catch. But Haynes has gone, and that puts a better complexion on things for Graham Gooch.
Well, this is a gorgeous delivery from Derek Pringle. Look how the ball looks as if it's going to leg stump. It really swings and cuts away. It tempts Desmond Haynes into the shot. Desmond Haynes played a wonderful innings of 60. He'll be disappointed there that he's been outthought by Derek Pringle, really, by some really clever swing bowling.
The new batsman is Carl Hooper.
He bowls at such a gentle pace, does Derek Pringle, that you almost fancy as a batsman that you ought to, on a good pitch, to be whacking him around. And you've got to treat him with a little bit of care at times.
Now Richie Richardson to face Pringle. That's very well bowled. It's been a good session since lunch for England with Pringle and Hick bowling.
Well, Derek Pringle causing a lot of problems for the West Indies. Bowling outside of stump, just making the ball leave the bat just a little bit.
Graham Hick now to Richardson.
Oh, that's a fine shot. No need to run for that.
Yeah, Graham Hick just giving that ball a little more air, and Richardson using his feet. Nothing wrong with delivery. He tempted him to drive.
Well, how close was that? He's got 4 runs from it.
Well, it wasn't a good delivery. It was well short. Richardson going for the pull, trying to pull it off the front foot. Bottom edge, just over the top of the stumps. And in fact, now he's having another change with Watkin coming back. And I think De Freitas was never totally happy at the pavilion end. And I think at the end of last over, you saw him talking to Gooch, probably saying he'd prefer to bowl at the nursery end. And Gooch, rather than bowl his best bowler out at the end, he's not happy at. Probably keeping him for another spell at that nursery end.
It's a formidable experience to play your first Test match at Lord's, especially when you run into a shot like that. I mean, that's the sort of ball you can get away with in county cricket. Maybe someone will pad up or not play a shot, but if you run into Richie Richardson, loves to see some width. Watkin to Hooper then from the pavilion end. Just needs a little bit of luck now.
Well, Steve Watkins really finally got one right in the slot. This goes up the hill at Lord's, pitches outside, and super delivery.
It's well bowled, and another outside edge from Carl Hooper. So he's having some luck today.
Well, it is well bowled. Steve Watkins will say, well, I bowled him a good ball. I was unlucky that went to thick edge for 4. But look, the batsman's on the back foot.
Nicely steered by Richardson. Kept it down well. It was well bowled by De Freitas. And Gooch committed to attack, has no third man. Oops, a daisy, Michael. Michael Atherton. 4 runs are run by the West Indies, so but 150 comes up.
Atherton at gully.
A cracking shot here by Richardson. Been waiting for that, laid back and cracked it away, but lovely stop there by Atherton.
That's a flashing stroke from Richie Richardson. Just running into form now, goes into the 40s.
It's a repeat of the shot that Atherton stopped in the previous over, but no one getting to that. Beautiful play shot off the back foot, just behind square on the offside.
And again, successive deliveries, successive forwards for Richie Richardson, and each of them a wonderful stroke.
Yes, if Richardson has a weakness, it's when he's coming forward to the ball that's swinging. You ball it short to him and let them all day. This time just in front of square, a repeat of the previous delivery.
It's Devon Malcolm now from the nursery end. He's taking over from Philip de Freitas. And 50 for Richie Richardson. It's a good innings. He looked as though he was running into form in the game up at Headingley, won by England. And he's confirmed that here today. Half century for him and 18 for Hooper. Only 100 balls faced. That scoring rate has been excellent all day.
Graham Hick now to Carl Hooper. 4 runs. Oh, it's a glorious shot. Not a real half volley, but that 10th four of Richie Richardson was as ferocious as any of the previous 9. Good sweep. Kick straying just a little towards leg stump. Gone for the big one, could be out, and is. Caught by de Freitas. Graham Hick gets his 2nd wicket. And Richardson really thrown his wicket away, but what a great innings, good innings. 57, caught by de Freitas. 2nd wicket for Graham Hick. And West Indies, 198 for 3.
But Viv Richards will be very annoyed with Richardson there. Done all the hard work and then threw it away. Graham Hick. Good action, nicely sideways on, high arm, and trying to get to the onside. The ball didn't turn, and fractionally to the outside edge of the bat. But a good catch there by de Freitas.
And the new batsman, Viv Richards.
And he'll be keen to make a good performance here today. Could be his last in a test match.
Nice way to get yourself off the mark.
Yes, just dismiss this at don't bowl that at me. And that's how Viv looks when you're bowling at him.
It's in the air and it's going to fall safe.
He certainly hates being tied down, and he's going for the big hit over extra cover. It slips off the face of the bat. The handle slips away from the right hand. Carl Hooper was facing Graham Hick. Lovely player, very elegant, textbook.
Beautifully placed. The Freitas are not going to get there. Lovely cover drive. That's a touch of experience. Get the slightly over-pitched one and dispatch it to the boundary. There's a fair chance the next one might be a bit shorter. And that's 50 for Carl Hooper. And if ever a man needed a half-century, it was Carl Hooper, just to cement his place in the side. All sorts of pressures coming. Brian Lara challenging for a place. And Hooper often getting a start and then not able to go on with it. Really good stroke from Carl Hooper. Most beautiful timing.
Graham Gooch just having a little chat to Derek Pringle. I get the impression this is just an important phase of the match now. Derek Pringle is the right bowler for England to bowl at Vivian Richards. Well, that was Derek Pringle's bowling at its best. This nagging, good length, just outside off stump. Nearly got Vivian Richards caught at gully.
Good lush on Mickey's left on the right-hand side of the screen as you look at it. Richard Illingworth, and not playing today's match. Beautiful shot. Cooper played one a little while ago. That was quite sensational, but no better than that. That went through mid-wicket, whereas Hooper's went straight over square leg. That's through the gap where Atherton has moved around 2/3 slip or more.
Derek Pringle from the nursery end. How well he's bowled. Got that little drift away in the air. Beautiful stroke. That's a rare half volley, and Carl Hooper is in regal form now.
Well, there've not been too many shots made off the front foot today, but that's certainly one of the best.
That's high, sliced away by Richards, and 4 runs.
Well, again, that was good cricket, because the ball swung away and it just bounced a little bit there, and Viv Richards there adjusts for the bounce.
Well, that was just dismissed from his presence. So quick is Richards' eye, it appears that he has decided beforehand that this has got to go to square leg. Change of bowling at the nursery end now. This is Steve Watkin.
Well, England have had their bad luck. It hasn't run with them. There's a few deliveries gone past the bat. This was one of them.
The bounce here from Steve Watkin. Nice little bit of away drift and bounce.
So Graham Hick, who astonishingly has bowled only 9 overs in 5 championship matches this summer, finds himself as the leading England spinner.
That's a tremendous shot. lovely footwork, timing perfect, and that brings up the 100 partnership.
Well, here's a man full of confidence. Down the pitch, a couple of quick steps, head down, and plays it straight back over the bowler's head.
Terrific strike rate. Picking his spots. And this really is letting West Indies race away. They're not in an impregnable position yet, but they're getting close to it. Brings up the 300. There's Viv Richards. Gets him to 50. Devon Malcolm, what should have been a sharp single, has turned into, in fact, 4 runs. Great reception, and that's why. 63 balls, under an hour and a half, a 6 and 7 falls.
8 more runs were added from 4 overs, 2 of which were bowled by the England captain Graham Gooch. 317 for 3 at the close of play. Simmons out for 33, Haynes 60, Richardson 57. Now Carl Hooper has played quite magnificently for his 87, and Viv Richards looks to me to be very, very dangerous. He's played 1 or 2 loose strokes against Graham Hick, but he really had his head down out there, wanting 100 not only as perhaps a farewell gesture here at Lord's, but also for the team because they're 1 down in the series. The bowling figures, I thought all of the England bowlers bowled well at certain stages during the day. They weren't consistent. De Freitas had a very good opening spell. Malcolm struggling with his delivery stride at the moment. Watkin bowled some good deliveries, but didn't bowl enough of them. Pringle had a very good spell after lunch, and Hick a good spell early on, 2 for 77 for him. He's only bowled 9 overs in first-class cricket so far this summer, and there he is bowling 18 in his 2nd Test match. Well, that was an excellent day for the West Indians. They won the toss on a good slow track, a real good batting track, and they are well placed now to push for victory. The 2 young players on show today, Graham Hick, I've just mentioned, as having bowled all his overs in the Test match, but very few in first-class cricket. Thought he was one of the stars of the day. The other was Carl Hooper, for whom I have a very high regard as a cricketer. It was nice to see him today play so wonderfully well on PM. We join it now with the first ball being bowled of the 3rd over, and after the resumption, and it's Philip de Freitas coming into Viv Richards. The new ball has just been taken, and 5 runs have been added to the overnight total. Very odd-looking stroke from Vivian. Almost seemed as though he was going to blaze it off the back foot. Suddenly it came back at him a little in the air.
I think it was probably a little bit full length to be back there.
Must be very close. Closer than that even. So the ball coming back off the seam has disposed of the West Indian captain. The new ball has done the trick. I wonder the pat on the back is coming for Graham Gooch from de Freitas. And that is what England desperately needed this morning.
Well, I think there that Viv Richards got caught on the back foot again. And really was just a little bit on pace. It did just run down the hill.
Gus Logie is the new batsman. Still to come, Dujon, Marshall, Ambrose, Walsh and Allen. A chance now for England. Here's Pringle.
Full length delivery here from Derek Prindle. Hooper really going for it. It was swinging and wide, and well, there were no feet at all. You could see he swung himself off his feet there.
That was very, very close. One of the things the umpire would have to decide was whether or not Hooper actually played a stroke, or whether he just shoved the bat behind his pad, which comes into question under the LBW law now.
Well, that's certainly pitched on, straightened. Well, I'm not sure which stump that was missing.
It's an absolute beauty.
Well, that was the perfect line, but not every delivery would behave like this one. That really cut back like a big off-break and bounced waist high. Tremendous delivery.
As you look at the pitch from behind De Freitas, the slope is from left to right. That's the way the ball is moving. And again.
Well, certainly De Freitas getting extra bounce this morning. Nothing seemed to bounce as high as the last couple of deliveries yesterday. Quite a bit of life there for him at the moment, and a bit painful for Gus Logie as well.
And he's done it. Inside edge. That also jagged back. Wasn't just that Logie got it on the bottom edge and dragged it back. The ball actually moved off the seam down the hill again. So now England have got themselves right back in the game.
Yes, this came back down the hill again, but didn't bounce like the other two. And Logie, looking to play a square cut, got a bottom edge on that occasion. Probably the two previously that had bounced so high just did him there a little bit. He was playing a bit higher than he actually needed to. Bottom edge onto the stumps. But a tremendous couple of overs there from De Freitas. He's brought England right back into this game again.
3:32 for 5. Carl Hooper is on 94. Once again, the in cutter is coming down the hill, bottom edge. So, first Richards, now Logie. Geoffrey Dujon is the new batsman.
Hooper's playing with a lovely touch again. Didn't have a lot of room for that. Well, that might be it. What a lovely way to get there. Carl Hooper's 100, his third for West Indies, and his first against England.
Well done, Carl Hooper. Terrific performance. Very pleased for that young man. He's always shown an amazing amount of talent. Lovely, correct, technically correct player, balanced player, lovely timing. Sometimes, so often, he's got himself out, but not today.
Well, it's been a lovely innings from Hooper and full of shots like that. Went in the air, but you can't say he didn't mean it. And he was hit with terrific power. He's gone, caught by Alan Lamb. Carl Hooper gives Derek Pringle a thoroughly deserved wicket, the end of a good innings. Hooper, for the superstitiously minded, out caught Lamb, bowled Pringle for 111. And West Indies now 366 for 6.
Well, that's a top-class innings from Carl Hooper. Played really well, the young man. A lot of super shots. The ball just a fraction wide, seems away a bit. No real reason why he should have edged that ball, but he did.
New batsman Malcolm Marshall. was a good delivery. Pringle's bowled consistently well throughout this match.
Well, he's been the best bowler for me, as Derek Pringle. He's tempted batsmen outside the off stump.
That's a lovely shot. So little effort, lovely timing. Three runs to Jeff Dujon. That's nicely placed. Plenty of power behind that. Derek Pringle. It's caught in. A rebound. Suddenly, everyone stood statue-like at slip as the ball was palmed up off the edge of Dujon's bat. Before in stepped Alan Lamb. Well-deserved wicket that by Derek Pringle. And Jeff Dujon goes, caught Lambo Pringle for 20.
That was wide, there was no doubt about that, but it did swing. Hick there, knocking the ball up. Comfortable catch, but Jack Russell was certainly coming for that one, and they could easily have bumped.
Curtly Ambrose is the batsman coming out. Philip de Freitas now from the pavilion end. Beautifully played. Lovely wristy shot. Malcolm Marshall at his best with the ball coming onto the bat.
Freitas has the feel of the ball has bounced away over the mid-wicket boundary. But if Malcolm was at all pleased with that, it'd be a long, hard look down the pitch to Curtly Ambrose. And up comes the 400 for West Indies. Don't come any easier than that. .402 for 8 now, West Indies. Well, that's a big score, but it is very much better than England might have expected at the start of play. Courtney Walsh is the new man coming out now at number 10.
Well, I don't know what to say to Courtney Walsh's way of playing this ball. Bit of hilarity there. He could be on the music hall.
And occasionally picks up valuable runs.
Well, the way Courtney Walsh played those first two balls, you wouldn't really believe that he could play a lovely orthodox leg glance for 4 runs.
Malcolm Marshall facing.
That's well bowled. Very well bowled indeed. Good slower ball from Derek Pringle. .410 for 9 now. Ian Allen, making his debut, will be the last man in.
He's trying to hit this slower ball over the top of mid-on. It's a lovely slower off-spinner. It just turns a little bit. The umpire has a long, hard look at the ball. I just thought it might have missed leg stump.
He's very unorthodox, Courtney Walsh, but he can be effective as well. Now it's Derek Pringle. Courtney Walsh has straight. Safely held, the end of the innings. 419 the total. Courtney Walsh caught by Atherton off Pringle. Just reward for Derek Pringle for an excellent effort once again for his skipper Graham Gooch. And that was part of a splendid England effort today where they took 7 West Indian wickets for just 102. A great performance, 419 all out for the West Indies. A little bit of good stroke play there at the end from Marshall 25 and Courtney Walsh 10. 419 the bowling figures for England. Splendid performance from De Freitas again. He didn't pick up the same number of wickets as Pringle, but bowled really well. 2 for 93 in 31 overs and 6 maidens. Malcolm came on towards the end. Wasn't given a chance early. Finished up with 1 for 76. Watkin didn't bowl today, nor did Hick, nor Gooch. But Pringle, 35.1 overs, 6 maidens, and 5 for 100. Did a great job. We join the England innings now with the last ball of the second over. Marshall is the bowler. Atherton is taking strike. England have no score on the board.
Atherton off the mark. And before. And as we saw at Headingley, capable of devastating bowling.
Malcolm Marshall being a tremendous performer, that's why he's #1 for both Hampshire and West Indies. But at the moment he's getting no swing, but a bit of movement off the seam for Curtly Ambrose.
And he doesn't need a great deal more than that movement. The shouldering of the arms and the first blood for the West Indies. That zipped down the hill much the same way as De Freitas was doing earlier when he posed so many problems for the West Indians, and Atherton has gone 5 for 1.
Ball from wideish of the crease, and that was angled back as much as coming back. It certainly didn't cut back like the one to Gooch, but it was always going to be very, very close to let go.
Graham Hick comes out now, and that is a blow for England and a triumph for West Indies. A bit of extra pace there from Curtly Ambrose. Good afternoon, Graham.
Well, if this is what happens when the captain, Vivian Richards, talks to Curtly Ambrose, he wants to talk to him more often. That's a wonderful delivery.
That's beautifully bowled. They've given him a real working over. And finally, Ambrose, who is in the middle of a superb spell here, has the wicket of Graham Hick without scoring. A tremendous piece of bowling there by the West Indies, who are looking here to make England follow on, having themselves been all out for 419. 6 for 2 now, with Graham Hick out for a duck.
And this is the 10th ball Hicks received. He really has had a torrid time in those 10 balls. Another short one. Very, very straight at Graham Hick. Hit him on the glove and lobbed up to third slip.
Alan Lamb is the new batsman for England, coming out at crisis time, as has happened to him on many occasions before. 6 for 2. Now he's off the mark. And, I doubt if Curtly Ambrose will be smiling too much about that. Oh, well caught. Alan Lamb, I had the impression there that finished up as a one-hand shot. The drive away on the offside just before tee. A loose stroke, and it seemed somewhat of a needless one as well. 16 for 3 now, England, in reply to the 419. Marshall takes 1 wicket. Ambrose has 2. Marshall given the new ball here today because Patterson's not playing, and they decided to entrust it to the experienced campaigner rather than to Ian Allen making his debut.
Peter O'Toole, very familiar face. And that's through the gap where third slip might have been. He's off the mark. And that racing away there now. The outfield damp with rain in the morning is now quickened up under the sunshine and the light breezes. So Mark Ramprakash gets off the mark with 4.
Well, it was an edge. It was a forward defensive shot. And he kept good control of the bat. The left hand was pushing forward, angling the bat forward. And watch this closely. The left hand really pushes forward there. There you are, keeping the bottom of the bat back, always making sure the ball went down.
Graham Gooch, the England captain, faces up to Curtly Ambrose. Oops, was it down? Might have been put down at second slip. Reaction from Carl Hooper suggests he'd got to it before it hit the ground.
I think reaction from Curtly Ambrose as well. Thought it was a catch.
Oh, well, that's got 4 runs, but all but got through Ramprakash.
Well, this is a super ball from Courtney Walsh. Gets Ramprakash playing around off stump, turns him round, it goes off the shoulder.
Well, that's the 50 for England. Very laborious one, but Gooch won't mind that.
It's a very good shot. Ian Allen is pacey, but perhaps not quite as quick as the others, Ambrose, Marshall and Walsh. Richards, 4th wicket down. Ramprakash goes, and Ian Allen has his first wicket in Test cricket. So far, Ambrose and Marshall, to that point, the ones who'd taken the wickets. Now Ian Allen has joined them. Ramprakash out for 24. Well caught by Richards, low down. Nicely judged. He just carried, and Allen has struck. Robin Smith is the new batsman. No better way to get off the mark.
Courtney Walsh. There is the sort of shot that can get a batsman. Well, how many mines was he in then?
Well, this was super bowling by Courtney Walsh. Slightly slower delivery. Gooch into the shot, then thinking about leaving it.
Certainly Walsh has had no luck. He's bowled very well. Got the bounce you'd expect. He's varied his pace. Oh, there we are. If ever a bowler has deserved a wicket, it's Courtney Walsh, and he's got the one that West Indies wanted most of all, that of Graham Gooch. Bowled for 37, and now England in real trouble, 84 for 5.
Well, you won't see better bowling than this over from Courtney Walsh at Graham Gooch. Very deceptive bowler he is. That ball cutting back. He's had Graham Gooch in one or two minds how to play him this over. Confused Graham Gooch with the slower ball. He's made a couple lift off the ridge, and then he's actually got him not playing at the ball. Deceived him completely as the ball came down the hill at Lord's. He said he's a tall man, he balls these breakbacks. That really is like an off break. Took the top of off stump. Wonderful bowling.
New batsman Jack Russell. Everything's working well for Viv Richards. Bowlers are getting the wickets when he wants them. He's geeing them up still more. Well, again, Courtney Walsh. This is bowling of the highest quality.
Now, Courtney Walsh has got the line and length so good outside off stump that he's causing problems for all the right-handed batsmen.
Forward to Russell. Good belligerent stroke.
And Jack Russell gets most of his runs square of the wicket, either on the leg side and the offside. It's his favourite area, and they're just clipping it away square on the offside.
Up for England, 101 for 5 now. With that little turn past square leg by Robin Smith. And Smith went on to be 23 not out at stumps. Jack Russell was 16. There were 4 extras, and the total 110 for 5, with 9 more runs added up to the moment stumps were drawn. Bowling figures for the West Indies: a superb effort from Curtly Ambrose there. 10 over 6 maidens, 2 for 20. Marshall 1 for 17. Walsh 1 for 38. Ian Allen, a wicket on his debut, 1 for 31 in 10 overs and 1 maiden, and Carl Hooper, 2 overs of off-spin from the nursery end. Well, this is the position in the game after 2 days. West Indies 419 after being 317 for 3 at the start of play today. England 110 for 5 with Gooch top score 37. England need a further 110 to avoid the follow-on. And I can assure you that won't be easy, because the West Indies pace bowlers are in their element out there. There's a little bit of uneven bounce. They all bowled well. Walsh was quite superb from the pavilion end, but the accolade of the day certainly goes to Curtly Ambrose. He bowled quite superbly, and Courtney Walsh also bowled extremely well. 1 for 38 from 13 overs for him. Now, the situation in the match: England need a further 110 runs to avoid the follow-on. We join play in the first over. It's the 5th ball. Marshall is the bowler. He's coming into Robin Smith, and no runs have been added.
Again, length was the problem. Robin Smith cutting a ball that was much too far up. As we guessed, Curtly Ambrose is going to be the bowler. Now, Jack Russell, left-handed. There'll be 3 slips in a gully and a short square leg. Oh, it's in the air and it just escapes Logie. And with a strange reflex, Jack Russell set off for a single. It simply wasn't there. Derek Pringle had it up, Philip de Freitas. Runs in this. Raymond, that went quickly.
Yes, the grass on the outfield is very, very short indeed. There's hardly any grass on it, and it really is quick.
23 not out overnight.
Well, it was very noticeable here that Curtly Ambrose ran in a bit quicker. Super bouncer, very straight over the stumps. Yes, this is good bowling from Curtly Ambrose. He's really going after Robin Smith. He's the last of the recognised batsmen.
Well, great effort there from Logie. And the climax of a great piece of bowling from Curtly Ambrose. The two bouncers.
Well, you see here, it goes quickly to his right. He never quite got it in his hand. It seemed to hit the heel of his hand.
West Indies are well aware that this pair need dislodging. That's what he's been waiting for, and he's tried it on 2 or 3 occasions. There's another no ball. But that is the strength of Robin Smith at its very best. And that also brings up the 50 partnership.
A lovely shot there from Jack Russell, beautifully timed.
Ian Allen comes on, took his first wicket in Test cricket yesterday. This is his 11th over. Always a bit of a problem for the bowler coming right arm over the wicket, bowling to a left-hander. He must pitch it in line with the stumps.
Yeah, he's bowling it from wideish of the crease, but I would say that pitched on and went back into him, and that was a good shout. Well, that's a glorious shot there, and not often that Jack Russell lets it so straight. He used to play it very square, but that's going through extra cover. Desmond Haynes doing the chasing again.
Double bowling change. Ian Allen having come on the nursery end. Curtly Ambrose has gone through his required spell. It's to be Courtney Walsh who bowled so well yesterday afternoon. It's a fierce square cut. We got one away off Marshall early on. But that was a lovely shot.
There's Smith again. It's a shot he waits for. It's as much a square drive as a square cut.
Well, you can just sense the confidence growing in Robin Smith. He's looking all the time for this shot. As I said earlier, he's missed 1 or 2, but he's not missing them now.
And that is the nastiest sort of delivery, and one really against which Russell has got very little defence. That's a good shot. That was control in that. What a gutsy innings this is from Russell. He knows he's going to get peppered. He knows that the West Indies fancy him with the short stuff. He's standing up to it, and then he can play a shot like this.
Yes, and for me, that's a super performance by Jack Russell and Robin Smith, and they've won, I should say, about the first 6 rounds this morning, because it's forced the West Indies in the form of Vivian Richards to change the bowling and bring on the spin of Hooper.
Oh, that's Smith at his best. The footwork there was absolutely copybook. The timing was wonderful.
Yes, I think Ian Allen has had his 14 overs have been bowled from the nursery end. And I think Vivian Richards trying something, because they're not getting the breakthrough. This is not what he expected. He's going to try anything different.
Well, that's different. A real good pull shot out of the middle. And there's nobody in world cricket hits that particular shot harder than Robin Smith. Oh, he's gone. He's gone. And that's what a bowling change can bring. Jack Russell disappointed, but it's a fine effort. Caught at the wicket off the bowling of Carl Hooper for 46. That ends a 6-wicket partnership of 96. And England, 10 minutes before lunch, 180 for 6.
Vivian Richards getting the off-spinner to bowl into that rough area, causing to put that into Jack Russell's mind.
New batsman Derek Pringle. Ian Allen to Robin Smith. No ball called, but irrespective of the call, Smith was already into the shot. His favourite.
Well, I don't think it would have mattered whether it was a no ball or not.
Oh, that may be out. Ah, now that is surprising, because Logie was not really coming forward as he usually is. It was in the air a long while. And Logie will be very disappointed.
Well, this ball from Ian Allen surprised Pringle. Just a little bit quicker. It was on to him a bit faster and bouncier, and it was up in the air an enormous length of time. Watch the ball come just a bit quicker. It's up there, it's up there. Logie's on his heels, he's not coming in, and he's just too late.
It's Robin Smith's highest score against West Indies. Lovely shot for 4.
Well, Robin Smith taking up the challenge again straight after lunch. This is how he played just before lunch. His confidence was high. Gorgeous back foot shot.
No ball called, but apart from that, it was a devilish delivery. It left Robin Smith lifted.
Yes, Kirtley Ambrose here being very aggressive right onto that ridge, making Robin Smith fence at the ball.
Marshall now to Pringle.
That's a very good stroke. Ambrose is coming around from long leg. .200 up. 220 is the figure in all needed by England to avoid the follow-on. So another 19 runs to go.
Catch it was shouted. Now, at what height did that go through the slips for 4?
Well, nothing worse for the bowler than you're really pressing to get that follow on and bloke placed forward.
No ball called, and Smith's gone for the 2. Oh, a better throw over the top of the stumps, and that might have been a real struggle. Kirtley Ambrose. That's a wonderful shot. And that really just about crowns Malcolm Marshall's frustration at the end of this over. Kirtley Ambrose now to Derek Pringle. There's runs, 2 of them. Pringle looking and getting the 3rd, and that's it. The crowd know. Ambrose knows. And the England balcony knows. So, target number 1 achieved. Follow on avoided. Nearly halfway through this test match, and really it's all set for a terrific last 2 or 3 days. Well, Smith knew that was coming. He got this sort of treatment in Antigua from Courtney Walsh. And there he is, he's having a word, Kirtley Ambrose, a smile, but I don't think there's too much humour there at the moment.
And that's the 50 partnership between Derek Pringle and Robin Smith. Ian Allen now comes back from the nursery end. 232 for 6, Pringle is 16, and Robin Smith 87. They've realised a 50 partnership. Allen to Pringle. It was aimed for mid-off, but it's 4 runs anyway. That's a good shot by Derek Pringle. First one, he's really gone through the line. Played straight down the ground for 4 runs.
Derek Pringle's confidence starting to grow now, playing his shots.
So at 248 for 6, the new ball has been taken now by Courtney Walsh. And the 250 comes up for England, the loss of 6 wickets.
He needs 1 now.
Well, this is just the sort of shot he's been playing lately. Beautiful timing, it rushed down the hill.
I can assure you that is quite a comeback from what happened to Robin Smith in Australia, and it is a great innings. This is Ian Allen. Well, Simmons might get it. Does. And Allen has claimed another wicket. It was a good effort from Phil Simmons there. Had ground to make. And that was the breakthrough West Indies needed so badly.
Banged in short, halfway down, well wide. Really, that was the problem. It'd have been far better trying to square cut that delivery, but trying to pull it, didn't get far enough across. A straightforward catch to mid-on. A bit disappointed to get out like that, if he's fought so hard.
Phil de Freitas is the new batsman.
Marshall now to de Freitas. There we are. That's the danger of giving good striker like de Freitas this, giving singles to get him on strike. Perfectly capable of rattling up a quick 20 or 30 runs. Well, there's another good-looking shot. And England now starting to prosper.
Well, Philip de Freitas being very dismissive here of Curtly Ambrose's short pitch delivery. Even rolled the wrists over and kept the ball down. Well, this is the ball after that nice pull shot. I think Curtly Ambrose is saying to Philip de Freitas, hook that one. This is much quicker, much bouncier.
And he's pitched it up and he's gone for another 4. Brings the 300 up.
Well, from England looking like following on. I'm still getting odds on maybe an England victory.
That's a very good stroke. And he wouldn't have thought, the way Philip de Freitas started, that he'd be able to battle his way back to be 28. But it's been a terrific performance. And that's caught behind. De Freitas goes. It's 3:16 for 8 now. De Freitas out for 29. Marshall had a frustrating time there, but finally gained the wicket. But once again, a very, very handy partnership for England. Good fighting cricket.
Yes, I think Marshall was just really looking disinterested there, and another couple of overs, I think that would have been it. But yeah, pretty good delivery. It ran away from de Freitas. Good length delivery. He's played very, very well.
The batsman is Steve Watkin. Curtly Ambrose goes off. Courtney Walsh comes on at the pavilion end. Now the field is scattered for Robin Smith taking strike. They've got two men behind point, one just behind the line of square, and the other an orthodox third man. I tell you, that went like a rocket.
Well, this is a shot of the Test match. Absolutely murdered this, short and wide and whack.
Wasn't that a marvellous shot? Came down on the rope in the slide, Phil Simmons.
Got that one away. That's a wonderfully judged shot. He just let the pace of the ball do it, and it was as delicate a stroke as he's played.
Yes, it was a nice, deliberately played shot. He's looking to get it through that gap. I think there's an element of luck as well. He got it a bit on the top edge of the bat.
Now, Malcolm Marshall has been rested. Curtly Ambrose to come on at the nursery end, and this will be his first spell from that end in the match. And included in those 21 balls, 2 full overs from Malcolm Marshall, so limited tail ender he might be, but he's gutsed it out. Well, he'll have what he wants for that. Curtly's hands are on his hips. Well, Smith has crashed a few shots today, but I doubt whether one's been hit harder than that.
Well, I'm not sure whether the applause was for the majestic shot or the lovely stop by Logie.
Lovely shot, and not a hint of a slog about that, and that takes Robin Smith to his highest score for England, beating his 143 against Australia at Old Trafford 2 years ago. Great shot. Brings up the 350 for England, and Smith is playing this to tactical perfection. That's bowled him, and finally Watkin is out. No need to reproach him. Applause from the crowd for as much for the performance of Watkin as for Curtly Ambrose. It's a gallant effort from England's number 10. 353 for 9. For Devon Malcolm, now we thought Steve Watkin did 1 or 2 odd things at the non-striker's end, both in backing up and anxious to change ends at strange parts of an over. Then anything he can do, Devon Malcolm's already done. Look at that. Now, we referred to the test in Barbados about 14 months ago, and Devon Malcolm came in this sort of situation. Just watch this for a shot.
Well, he had 1 ball as a sighter, and then he's playing a cover drive like Robin Smith.
That's bowled him. That's bowled him. Curtly's got his man. Devon in slow motion still doesn't want to go, but the right number of bails aren't there, I'm afraid. And good fast bowling from Curtly Ambrose. He's deserved that, but hero of the day will be Robin Smith, unbeaten on 148 with England 65 behind. And just listen to this ovation for that man there, Robin Smith.
A wonderful ovation and richly deserved too. Robin Smith, 148. Super partnerships with Smith and Russell, then Smith and Pringle, Smith and De Freitas, and a brave effort from Steve Watkin, who came in there and helped Smith along towards the end. Although he only made 6, it was a very valuable performance. Malcolm out without scoring. 23 extras, 354. Bear in mind, England started the day at 110 for 5, so they added 244. And this man remained 148 not out. A super performance. He defied everything the West Indian bowlers could throw at him. Ambrose finished with 4 for 87, Marshall 2 for 78 and was unlucky. Walsh 1 for 90, Allen 2 for 88 on his debut, and Hooper 1 for 10. And this was the state of the match at that stage. West Indies led by 65 runs, 419 to 354. Well, in fact, they had to come out and face 6 balls in their second innings before the umpires decided the light was too bad. They offered it to the batsmen. They went off. That was at 10 to 6 at 6:25. Play was called off on the third day. But it was a marvellous day's cricket, and it was totally dominated by this man, Robin Smith. I saw him in Australia. You would have thought that he'd never make another run in Test match cricket, let alone a century. For him to make a comeback of this kind is one of the best performances I've seen in Test cricket.